So what's happening with the protective personality is, what I reference in the book is that the false self, the ego, is this protective personality. I don't call it the ego in the book because people don't like to have an ego, but they don't mind having a protective personality. It's like, of course, I had to protect myself. What else could I do? But they actually operate in the same way. And when I call it the protective personality, people lean into it and they soften and they now can start to unpack it instead of feeling like it's some separate entity that I have to be afraid of or that I'm controlled by or that I need to try to get rid of. And incidentally, the ego is the only one that would not want to have an ego. So it's evidence that we are operating from that place when we are in kind of a denial state about it. But let me just explain that it's when we land and we splat, out there on the perimeter, we develop a way of engaging with the world. We develop a sense of self and identity, the one that fits in, the one that becomes accepted or liked or popular, or the one that gets the job done at any cost, or those kinds of things that are based on survival, but they work, unfortunately. And so because they work, we grow up inside of that version of who we are. And we choose careers and we choose partners in life, and we build a life based on this survivor self. And so the invitation of this book is to allow, and my research and my work is to allow an individual to feel safe, letting go of that identity and dropping in to a deeper version of who they are that allows them to feel and sense a version of wholeness that they never can have from this outer perimeter space. So the protective personality is this version of us that is created out here on the perimeter, where we're trying our very best to fit in, to make it work, to do a good job, to be the right person or the good person, to be a good citizen, to be a good mother or father or sister, brother, etc. And so all that trying keeps us in a vibrational frequency that isn't our true self. But we don't have the understanding that we are inherently made of goodness. So dropping into our authenticity feels dangerous. We're afraid, oh my gosh, what if my authentic self is going to do something, unkind or stupid or what have you? And so there's a lot of fear based around this unknown. It's absolutely to close the gap. There should be no difference. Our authenticity is to reveal to the outer world what we're actually perceiving, what we're knowing. There are billions of bits of information, billions of impulses that are bombarding us every millisecond, bombarding this energy field that we are. And they don't report to the head, they report to the gut. And that information then rises up through our conscious efforts of evolution. It rises up to our awareness. And everyone's had a hunch or a gut feeling or an intuition. The way we're supposed to be operating is to be in a constant superhighway type of expression of that gut feeling and hunch and inner wisdom. It's supposed to constantly be rising to the degree that that's how we're making our decisions. That's who we are being in the world. But we have learned how to shut it down, cut it off, and do this smart thing that fits in, that our protective personality developed, that works right up until it doesn't. And it doesn't when it doesn't, because we're supposed to evolve into letting go of those protective tendencies and allowing this deep wisdom to rise. And we're built for that. It's just that we haven't learned how to utilize our faculties quite that way.